Hello everyone, welcome to Honnaris Arts and Lifestyle channel. I'm so sorry as I could not release any videos in the last few days. I got a little occupied with my son's online classes, his tests and his assignments. So I'm back today with a beautiful story and beautiful poems written about Dhanurmasam Vratam. Before going into the story and the poem, let me first talk about Dhanurmasam Vratam. Dhanu or Dhanus or Dhanurmasam is a month in the Hindu calendar. It spans from the mid of December to the mid of January. This period of Dhanurmasa is considered very auspicious for worshipping Lord Vishnu, just like Kartika Masa was auspicious for worshipping Lord Shiva. Usually during this month, the non-devotional activities such as wedding, purchasing properties, etc. are prohibited so that people could pay complete attention to the worship of God without any diversions. As per the traditions, all the gods and goddess wake up early in the morning during Dhanurmasa. They offer special prayers to Lord Vishnu during Brahmi Muhurtam, which is 1.5 an hour before sunrise. This is the reason why people also wake up early before sunrise and worship not only Lord Vishnu but all other gods and goddess. It is believed that worshipping Vishnu on a single day during Dhanurmasam is equal to worshipping Vishnu with devotion for 1000 years. Every single step taken towards taking a morning dip in water is equal to performing Ashwamedha Yaga. The Naivedyam which is offered to Lord Vishnu during Dhanurmasam is Pongal, also called as Mudganna or Huggi in Kannada. Now, having understood what is Dhanurmasa and its significance, let us understand further on how to perform this Dhanurmasa Vratam. For this, we will have to understand who are Alvars and who is Andal. Alvars are the famous Vaishnava saints. There are 12 Alvars who have praised Lord Vishnu in their 4000 Pasuras. Pasura is a religious song or a poem which is written to praise and worship a god. Vaishnavas sing these Pasuram to bring peace and prosperity. These 12 Alvars belong to Tamil Nadu and are believed to have lived in 8th century. Andal or Goda Devi is the only female Alvar among the 12 Alvar saints. Tiruppavai and Nachair Tirumozi are the devotional poem which were contributed by Andal to praise Lord Vishnu. Andal explains on how to perform Dhanurmasam Vratam with do's and don'ts in her Tiruppavai poem. Before we go into Tiruppavai to understand what it says, there is a very beautiful story of Andal that I want to share with you all. Once upon a time, there lived a devotee of Lord Vishnu known as Vishnu Chittan. He lived in the town of Srivilliputturu in Tamil Nadu. The name Vishnu Chittan means the one who has dedicated his mind and soul to Lord Vishnu. He used to string or make garland to Vishnu every day to offer them at the temple. Vishnu Chittan himself used to write and sing many songs praising Lord Vishnu and hence became one of the 12 Alvars. He thus came to be known as Periyalvar. Lord Vishnu was very pleased with the devotion of Periyalvar and hence had granted him a boon that he will marry the daughter of Periyalvar and become his son-in-law. But the Periyalvar couples did not have children, so Periyalvar prayed to the god to grant him a child. One day, his prayers were answered when he went to pluck the tulsi for making the garland for Lord Vishnu. Periyalvar saw a baby girl lying under the tulsi in the temple garden. He was filled with joy and adopts the baby girl. Periyalvar names the baby girl as Goda and raises her as his own child. Goda grew looking at the devotion of her father to Lord Vishnu. Soon, she became a great devotee of Lord Krishna, an avatar of Vishnu, the supreme god. Soon Goda started to string very beautiful garlands for Lord Vishnu. but she wanted to make sure that the garlands were perfect and looked great on Vishnu. Thus, she started wearing them on herself, looking at her reflection in the mirror. She used to imagine Lord Vishnu wearing the garland in the mirror reflection. She would hand over the garlands to her father to offer them at the temple only if the garlands looked perfect. One day, Periyalvar comes home early. He sees that his daughter Goda is wearing the garland which was strung for Lord Vishnu. Once the garland is put on a human, it cannot be offered to God. So Periyalvar gets furious on Goda. Goda was not supposed to put the garland on herself, and this meant disrespect to Lord Vishnu. So Periyalvar snatches the garland on her and throws it in anger. He then makes a beautiful garland himself to offer to Lord Vishnu at the temple. But there was a surprise waiting for him at the temple. When this new garland made by Periyalvar was offered to Lord Vishnu, the garland kept slipping and falling down. No matter what they did, they could not offer that garland on Lord Vishnu's statue that day. On all other days, the garland offered would turn into gold. Periyalvar was very disturbed and worried. He returns home and goes to bed with a sad note. That night, Lord Vishnu appears in his dream and says, "O Periyalvar, do not be sad and disappointed. Did you know that Goda used to wear the garland on herself each and every day before it was offered to me? She did this with great devotion on me to make sure that the garlands looked beautiful when they were offered to me. I am very pleased by her devotion, and now I can only accept the garland which she has worn on herself first. That is why the garland kept slipping in the temple today." Periyalvar then realizes that the devotion of Goda was of the purest. From that day, he himself made Goda wear the garland before offering them to Lord Vishnu in the temple. Thus, Goda came to be known as Andal, the one who rules over the Lord. Andal was referred to as Chudi Kodutta Sudar Kodai, that is, the lady who wore and gave her garland. As Andal grew, she turned into a beautiful young lady. When Periyalvar decided to get her married, Andal declared that she will marry none other than Lord Vishnu himself. Periyalvar was again worried, as Andal was just a girl from a poor family while Lord Vishnu was a supreme god. He thought, how is this wedding even possible? Lord Vishnu again came to Periyalvar's aid in his dream. Lord Vishnu tells him, "O Periyalvar, do not worry. I will marry your daughter Andal. Please arrange for the wedding and get Goda dressed as a bride and bring her to Srirangam temple on the wedding day." Periyalvar was rejoiced and made all the arrangements for the grand wedding of her daughter Andal with Lord Ranganatha Swami, which is the reclining form of Lord Vishnu. When the auspicious day of the wedding came, Periyalvar took his daughter Andal dressed as a beautiful bride to the Srirangam temple. Andal then disappears and merges within the statue of Sri Ranganatha Swami. Periyalvar then gets to know that Andal was none other than the reincarnation of goddess Lakshmi herself. Thus, in one version of the story, it says that the wedding did not really happen, as Andal disappears into Sri Ranganatha's statue even before the wedding was performed. However, there is also another version of the story that says Periyalvar was very disappointed that he could not see the wedding of his daughter with Sri Ranganatha Swami. He then prays a lot to Lord Vishnu to grant him the boon to see this wedding. It is believed that Sri Ranganatha Swami and Andal came back to earth and Periyalvar performs the grand wedding himself. So, this is the story of the legend of Andal. The day of Andal's birth is celebrated as Adipuram, and the wedding of Andal with Sri Ranganatha Swami is celebrated on the 10th day of Adipuram festival. This marriage ceremony of Andal and Sri Ranganatha Swami is called as Andal Ranganatha Tirukalyana. It is believed that even watching this marriage ceremony in a temple is considered very auspicious. Even today, the practice of offering the garland to Andal first and then offering this very same garland to Lord Vishnu is followed even during this modern time. For Tirupati Brahmotsavam, garland worn on Andal in Srivilliputturu temple are sent to Venkateshwara temple in Tirupati in Andhra Pradesh. These traditional garlands are made of tulasi, sevanti and sampangi flowers. These garlands are worn by Lord Venkateshwara during the Garuda Seva procession. Every year, Tirupati Venkateshwara garland is sent to Srivilliputturu Andal for marriage festival of Andal. So here is a picture of Andal which is there in Srivilliputturu Andal temple. As you can see, Andal is holding a lotus with a parrot in her left hand, while the right hand is left freely down. This Srivilliputturu Andal's handcrafted parrot is made with fresh green leaves each and every day. This parrot is kept in the left hand of Andal. It takes approximately 4.5 hours to make this parrot. A pomegranate flower for beak and mouth, bamboo sticks for legs, banana plant, petals of pink oleander and Nandiya Vattai are used to prepare this parrot. In the next few days from today, I will be releasing a series of videos related to this Andal Ranganatha Tirukalyana, which can be performed right at your home during Dhanurmasam. So please do follow and watch my videos to make sure that you do not miss these videos. In North India, Radha is celebrated as the Queen of Bhakti to Lord Krishna. Among the female devotees, Mirabai's name is also taken as an example of complete devotion or bhakti to Lord Krishna. Similarly, in Tamil Nadu, Andal is remembered for her pure love and devotion. It is believed that Gopikas, that is the cowherd girls, performed Katyayani Vratam during Margashira Masa and thus pleased Lord Krishna and married him. Inspired by this, Andal assumes herself as a Gopika, one of the cowherd girl, and writes the 30 verses of Tiruppavai to worship Lord Vishnu during the 30 days of Dhanurmasa and thus please him and marry him. Tiruppavai, that is, Tiru means moksha and Pavai means vratam. Even today, the Sri Venkateshwara Suprabhata will be replaced by Andal's Tiruppavai at Tirupati temple during Dhanurmasa. It is believed that singing or playing each of these verses on a daily basis during Brahmi Muhurtam and worshipping Lord Vishnu is very auspicious during Dhanurmasam. It is also believed that young girls and boys whose marriages are delayed will get married soon and will have successful married life by performing this puja. Now, let me translate Tiruppavai poems for you all. I request you all to please remember that I am not a Tamilian and I do not know how to read, write or speak Tamil. Hence, some of my pronunciations may be inaccurate. So request you all to please bear with me. I will not be able to read or sing Tiruppavai as it is originally written in Tamil, but I will be telling you the English translation of the same. Each pasuram or stanzas of Tiruppavai is dedicated for each day of Dhanurmasam. Here is an overview of the 30 pasuras from the poem Tiruppavai. The first 5 stanzas or pasurams introduce to the principle and purpose of Dhanurmasam Vratam. According to Andal, we should wake up early in the morning during Brahmi Muhurtam and have bath. This entire ritual briefed here should be followed throughout the 30 days of Dhanurmasam. We should not be consuming ghee or milk in our food. We should not wear kajal to the eyes. We should not tie flowers to our hair. We should not talk bad about others to anyone else. We should offer money and food to the poor people and do charity so that we can make others free of their sorrow. This is the Dhanurmasam Vratam. Andal says that by doing this Vratam, there will be at least 3 rains in a month. We will have abundant food grains with fishes in our fields. The cows would give us abundant milk and we will never be poor again. Offering Lord Krishna fresh flowers would get rid of all the sins committed earlier in our life and also those which may be committing in our future. In the next 10 stanzas, she describes the importance of community participation. She invites her friends to gather flowers. She describes the ambience at her village, the chirping of birds, colorful blossoms, the musical sound of butter churning, herds of cattle with tinkling bells, and the sound of the shanku from the temple. She visits each household and wakes all her friends to join her for a bath in a nearby pond. She also praises the incarnations of the Lord Vishnu. The next 5 stanzas describe her visit to the temple accompanied by her friends. She desires to render Suprabhata gently to wake up the Lord. Andal and her friends request the temple guards to enter the temple and recite prayers to the parents of Lord Krishna and begging them to wake up Krishna and Balarama. They then approach Neela Devi, the consort of the Lord, to have a darshan. The last 9 stanzas are on the glories of the Lord. On receiving his blessings, Andal lists her demands: milk for the vrata, white shanku, lamps, flowers, and rich costume and jewelry, and plenty of ghee and butter. The concluding stanza is an envoy identifying her as the daughter of Vishnu Chittar, who made this garland of 30 pasurams and says those who recite with devotion will have Lord's blessings. So this completes the overview of Tiruppavai poem. And it is this poem that has actually taught us on how to perform Dhanurmasam Vratam. May Andal and Sri Ranganatha Swami bless everyone in this world with abundant wealth, health and prosperity throughout their life. So I hope you all have liked this video and the story of the legend of Andal and Tiruppavai. If so, please click on the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.